I feel like creativity is gone in my head. I used to overthink a lot. I used to think about a bunch of things like consistently every single time whenever I had free time. I used to build worlds, fantasy worlds, but I promised myself that I'm gonna write a novel about in the future. And all of a sudden, they all stopped. Personally don't even remember like the kind of details that I spent hours writing about. I used to have so many thoughts going on, even like a couple of months ago, especially while working out. Nowadays, I just work out like nothing really come across my head, and it's kind of devastating because for me, I used to feel like I could like my mind was so fresh all the time. I could write things, and it's crazy how now I lose things. Like now, I realize that I lost it because I don't have it. I feel the gap between the time when I had it and right now. So I guess it really is the end that makes everything meaningful and kind of keeps us be aware of the things, very important. Not always, because we're constantly losing the things that like subconsciously. That's also a part that I used to think a lot about back in the days when I was so afraid of oblivion itself, like losing my memory. I always thought that it's kind of like losing yourself, like literally dying in a sense, since like you don't even know the parts that you're losing every single day, every single moment. But in Buddhist view, let's say I'm not a Buddhist again, but like I looked it up, and it you might not even exist, memories, or you might just kind of feel nostalgic about like being very sentimental about the things that you're about to lose, because we humans, I feel like it's in our nature, like not trying not to lose the things that we already have. So the moment when you feel like, oh my god, like it's gonna go, like it's not no longer be part of my life, you kind of start romanticizing and fantasizing, romanticizing the things and showing up the things that didn't even happen. I think it happens a lot with friends, like with just people. Let's say not just friends, or it could be a relationship that you have with your ex. Like the moment you break up, or like the moment this friend who wasn't really a soulmate, to the point that you call them like soulmate, or who was kind of just decent and fine, but the moment you have like that they move to another city, or another country, you start literally making up imaginary things that you guys did together, or like kind of romanticize the moments that you had just moderately had fun at that moment, but now you feel like, oh my god, it was so much fun with that with him. I should have reached out, and I should have like hung out a lot more frequently with him, things like that. So it's a little bit weird how we can reason it, like logically reason things, while our real don't even really doesn't really give a fuck about how we think about it. Because like just like I said in one of my videos, I don't think our body, like our actual ill will, knows what's going on in our brain, like knows what we are even thinking about. Because even if I can talk about this logically and reason it, doesn't like rationalize it, let's say, don't mean that I'm immune to these feelings. It doesn't mean that I'm now immune to, feeling hollow when this one friend or acquaintance is now gone in my life, who wasn't even that like that. I'll say like we didn't even that like talked that much. There weren't even many things going on between us, but now that he's gone, I feel hollow. But it's not like now I understand it kind of in a way. Don't mean that I won't ever feel this kind of feeling. So like it makes me wonder if all this reasoning and rationalizing, is it actually rationalizing it, or am I just yapping in the language that I know and trying to make sense of the world that's so chaotic but we cannot understand, and trying to just put things in sense just to feel like I understand this, you know? I'm living in this world, you know. I'm being part of somewhere, or I'm being part of this group, or I'm being like, yeah, I'm just understanding what's going on. Maybe that's the feeling that we want to feel. So it all comes down to feeling again, but it's kind of dangerous because once you once you admit the fact that it's all about feelings, then you gotta question: do we have free will? And free will, I don't know. It's a very controversial topic. I personally used to believe that in pragmatic sense, you shouldn't you shouldn't even say or like think that you there's no free will. But it's impossible, you know. Like, how can you even stop thinking that there's no free will? You gotta genuinely like believe it, and believing means you could say otherwise and still believe it. So in my case, I believe that there's no free will. Um, there were very like many convincing things that I read and watched about there like there is free will, but they always didn't really click with me. There were so many things that I had questions. You know, I cannot ask the YouTuber or the writer who wrote them, but I always felt like, but like, what about that? Like, like for that claim to, you know, disprove that there's no free will, then it kind of like works against it. You know, like, I don't know, like, I just see so many flaws in their arguments. I'm not saying like I'm expert in this. Like, my mind can change, but I believe that there's no free will. But also at the same time, um, if I believe that there's no free will, then it's very miserable. Like, I should always believe that I can change the next page in my life. Like, imagine living a life and like thinking that you're just part of a book, and you can never change what's to come in the next page, and or the ending of your book. It's very miserable, isn't it? So I guess in pragmatic sense, I believe that everyone should believe in free will, in for our society to um maintain and sustain the things, the values and ideologies that we have in our civilization. But also, I don't think it's about belief, because the moment your basic needs are being threatened, so let's say you cannot eat, there's no time, no space in your head to think about these philosophical questions. So one side of me thinks that I'm just thinking about these things just because I have so much free time. My life is okay-ish, isn't in perfect sense, so that's why I'm keep on going. But also at the same time, it's not like the worst. So like, I keep half-assing many things. So I sometimes actually wish or wonder if I could have achieved a lot more in my life if I didn't have the things that I have right now. If I wasn't privileged in many things that I do have, maybe I had this kind of energy, you know, like motivation. I have to make it regardless or not. Like, let's say if I had a kid right now. I'm not saying like having a kid is any sense of like being bad, but like, realistically, let's say I'm only 21. Like, let's say I'm a single dad in 21. You see, like, maybe I just have too much of free time to think about these things. Uh, I don't really have answers, you know, at the end. Even if, even if there, even if there are answers, I don't think that I'm just gonna stick to them. Like, in a sense, I think that I don't believe myself that I'm gonna just put a period and conclusion to that. Like, I want this to continue endlessly, in a sense, and it will continue endlessly because it's all entitled in our language, I feel like. it's all close, should I say? Like it's all it's not objective in a sense. Um, Nothing's objective in this world. So even the languages that we are speaking is very flawed, like fundamentally flawed. So maybe like we aren't even understanding things that we believe that we do. So we're just constantly throwing questions and answering ourselves, like answering back with the flawed way. I don't know, like bunch of things that I'm going through, bunch of thoughts. Not bunch, since I don't really think a lot lately. I don't know if it's a good thing or not, but at least it keeps me moving forward. That's the good part, the only good part about it. Anyways, thank you for watching the video if you watched till the end.